Hello and Assalamualaikum. Today, I'm going to talk about thermal imaging system. What are thermal imaging system? Thermal imaging system may be used to measure surface skin temperature. Thermal imaging system has been proved to correctly assess a person's surface skin temperature without having to be physically close to them. Thermal imaging systems have advantages over other approaches in that they do not require proximity or touch to measure temperature. Next, this system includes an infrared thermal camera and may have a temperature reference source. This system is ineffective in determining whether someone has COVID-19. This is because the person who has COVID-19 may not have a fever along other factors. To identify if someone has COVID-19, a diagnostic test is conducted. When used to take temperature multiple people at the same time, thermal imaging devices have not been proven to be accurate. Now, I will talk about benefits of thermal imaging system. Thermal imaging system has no physical close or touch to the person being evaluated. It is not necessary for the person operating the thermal imaging technology to be physically close to the individual being analyzed. The person in charge of thermal imaging device may be in other part of the building or room. Next, it is faster to check body temperature than others. The thermal imaging device may be able to monitor surface skin temperature more quickly than standard forehead or oral thermometer, which need a proximity of physical contact with the individual being assessed. Lastly, it is more accurate. Thermal imaging technology often detects surface skin temperature reliably when used appropriately. Now, I will talk about this weakness of thermal imaging system. First and foremost, it is not effective when used for multiple people. Although the system may be in use for initial temperature assessment to track an individual in a high-throughput area, for example, airport business and sporting events, the system has not been shown to be effective when used to take temperature multiple people at the same time. They should not be used for mass temperature screening. Second is the thermal imaging system usually lower than a temperature measure. These devices measure the temperature of skin surface, which is generally lower than temperature taken orally. So, to allow this variation in result, thermal imaging devices must be correctly adjusted. This thermal imaging system work effectively only when the systems are used in the right environment or location. For example, the room temperature 20 to 24 Celsius and relative humidity 10 to 15%. Next, the system are set up and operated correctly. The person who handles the system should follow all the manufacturer instructions to make sure to set up properly and located where it can be measured surface skin temperature accurately, such that the person being assessed is prepared according to the instruction. And lastly, the person handling the thermal imaging system is properly trained. The person who handles the system should be trained to properly prepare both the location where the system will be used and the person being evaluated to increase accuracy. So, that's all from me. Thank you very much and Assalamualaikum.